Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your spirit guide message reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in now, Capricorn, and see what Spirit has to say. I'm going to be moving your spirit guide animal cards over to the side. These will be layered on top of the tarot to give extra insight, extra understanding. I just love the combination of these two decks together, so it is absolutely brilliant. I'm going to be moving down your botanical oracle cards, moving up the chakra and the tarot cards. All these decks are listed in the description box below, so if any of them kind of catch your fancy, you can find them there. Also, as you've probably noticed, this reading is undated because whenever you come across it is the exact moment that Spirit wants you to hear this message. So let's see now, Capricorn. Spirit Guide's message for 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 Capricorn. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay, fantastic. Adversity. And magic. I love that. You're rising above adversity, and it's going to feel magical. It's going to feel like magic. Like Spirit is showing me a genie set out of a bottle. It's going to feel like you were freed. That's really what it's going to feel like. Right? Your chakra cards. Spirit Guide's message for Capricorn. Spirit Guide's message for Capricorn. Spirit Guide's message for Capricorn. Oh, goodness. Show me clearly. 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 Fantastic. Right. This card right here, which is truth, and this card right here, which is soul's healing. By embracing the truth, by speaking your truth, by moving forward in your grace, you are embracing a soul's healing. You're embracing an empowerment. Now, this is the throat chakra, and this is the soul star chakra. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Spirit Guide's message for Capricorn. 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Show me clearly. Fantastic. At the center of everything, we have the Eight of Cups. The Ace of Swords crowns you. The Five of Swords. The Nine of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. The Death card, a Scorpio energy. A time frame of October 23rd to November 21st. Hermit, which is a Virgo time frame, August 23rd to September 22nd. The Five of Cups, the repeat of the number 5, talks about freedom. The repeat of the number 9 talks about coming towards an end of a cycle. This is an air sign energy with the Page of Swords, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, but you are most definitely taking this gift of knowledge. And then you have the Nine of Cups. So you have 3 nines. So 3 is a divine number. And then you have 3 nines, which is divinity saying that you are coming close to the place that you want to be, to the opening. And you are here. I like the 8 and then the 9. Excuse me. Coming together, and the Eight of Cups is saying you're making a shift. You're walking away from something you once thought you would love. Yeah, and you're embracing a new road, and it might feel rather surprising for you. Ooh, excuse me. So let's start here with truth. Now, this is, of course, the throat chakra. The throat chakra is about communication, it's about listening, it's about truth, it's about creativity, it's about alignment with your soul's purpose, what you speak into reality. Speaking the truth is going to be highly important to you and for you during this time, but also speaking your soul's truth. Now, what this means is that things that you are frustrated with, and you'll be like, Dane, this is my truth. You know, life is really harsh right now, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at things and I'm overwhelmed and I'm overworked, and nothing is getting easier. That can be your truth. But the more you speak about it, the more you bring it to life. I mean, you have that job that you hate, or you have that thing that you're really frustrated with. I know how easy it is, and I've done it before. And a part of me looks back and goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I was so angry that it just spilt over, it boiled over like boiling water. And I was so angry, so frustrated. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing those situations where it was just like, it was all too much and it exploded out of me. And so for you, Capricorn, you have gone through those times, or you might find yourself in that time. And Spirit is saying, balance your spirituality and your passion by embracing your truth. And it's not that, where you are right now is horrific, though it might be, or you're frustrated, you're overwhelmed, the kids won't stop screaming and you have so much to do and there's no break, right? What Spirit is saying is, look at your truth. Look what you want life to be. I want life to be peaceful. I want life to be happy. So start speaking about it as if it is. Start speaking your truth. I live a happy, peaceful life. Say it. Say it when everything is blowing up around you. Say, I live a happy, peaceful life. I live a happy, peaceful life. And you'll start seeing the world shift with that power, with that statement, with that truth. And then you move towards a soul's healing. Now, your throat chakra is located in the center of your throat. The soul star chakra is located 6 inches above your crown chakra, above the top of your head. So here, as you speak your truth, your soul heals. You will see a lot of burdens, a lot of chaos, a lot of anger that you have carried with you, Capricorn, start to fall away, which will become something which will lead you to becoming a person who is highly successful, highly ambitious, because that's what you are to begin with. You're a highly successful, highly ambitious person. You move towards this power. You embrace this power. You embrace this truth. And you will see that doors start to open for you that you thought would forever be closed. You see your life shift in a way that brings you to infinite possibilities and brings you to infinite joy. It really is. It's not that every moment is going to be so absolutely wonderful, but it's a joy and a prosperity and a power of self. Healing and cleansing these chakras would also be very beneficial. Visualizing the golden light of the soul star chakra and visualizing the pure blue light of the throat chakra, just as absolutely the purest, most gorgeous colors that you could ever see, light surrounding you. That would be highly beneficial, taking out all the negativity, taking out all, kind of think of your chakras kind of like dream catchers. You know how they catch the nightmares? All right. So think of it as they filter out what you don't want. Okay? They filter out the nastiness of things. And so here you have to clear out that nastiness. You could also listen to chakra cleanses on YouTube. That would be highly beneficial if you want to. Or, get a singing bowl. Guys, I love Tibetan singing bowls. You can either hold that in your hands or get a really big one and just have that vibration flow through you. And then we have adversity. You're rising above adversity with the marshmallow here. And then with the lady's mantle, you're embracing magic. So you're rising above adversity to embrace magic, to embrace your truth. And I'm not talking about conjuring magic. I am talking about the magic that lies within you, okay? That sense that divinity, okay, the God's head was hidden within you because of that God's head being hidden within you. That is the place that Brahma never thought he would look, all right? And that's from Hinduism, where they say the God's head is hidden within you because that is the place that you would never look. But there's also a sense here that your greatest power, your greatest truth, Spirit is saying, is hidden within you because that is the hardest place for human beings to look. That is the hardest place for us to come to this realization and say, wow, it is within me. And I hold more power than I could ever have realized. And you start seeing that as magic. You start seeing things. It's kind of like things magically start to align. The adversity magically starts to fall away, but it's not magically because you're putting in a gosh darn hard amount of work into this. You are dedicated, you are, committed, and this is you also walking down a different path. With the 8 of Cups, you are leaving behind something you once thought you would love. And as you leave behind something you once thought you would love, you start to see, and as you walk away, you start to see your truth moving you forward. You start to see your passion moving you forward. You see that this change was inevitable. And it embraces this Page of Swords mentality, this fact that you may have an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius, helping you move forward, helping you see things more clearly. But this is also you as you move forward, moving forward with a ferocity of spirit, moving forward with a sense of wonder, with a sense of learning, with a sense of, looking at things through new eyes and with new understanding. And as you do so, you take this gift of knowledge that is coming your way, because God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, is handing you this gift to cut through doubts and fears, to know where it is that you want to stand. It's of clarity of knowledge. It's of clarity of self. It's cutting through those doubts and fears, cutting through what has held you back. And that's with the Five of Swords. If we see this line right here, the Ace of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Page of Swords, with the Five of Swords, this is, you get this knowledge, and then this sense of chaos comes, this sense of revisiting a karmic lesson. And you're looking at it and you're like, oh my gosh, not this again. And as you face it, and as you face it down, and as you see your strength and your power, it leads you to seeing things in a new light. It leads you to looking at things to be like, oh my gosh, that's the answer, that's the key, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. There is this aha moment, there's this light bulb moment that surrounds you. And you see here with the Five of Cups that you change your mind, you change your whole entire life. And that's what you're really embracing. You're embracing changing your mind, changing your life, looking at things anew through fresh eyes, through fresh understanding. You cut through the doubts and the fears. It goes this way. You cut through the doubts and the fears. And it leads you to looking at things anew. You might be sitting there and saying, oh my gosh, I've built things on a cracked foundation. All right? What I thought, because all these cups are balanced on the cracked cup, what I thought was true, what was my emotional truth before, is no longer my emotional truth now. What I thought was powerful, what I thought was right for me, all right, isn't. And I've been focusing on what I have lost instead of where I stand now. And what you have lost might have been devastating. It really might have been. It might be one of the cornerstones of your whole entire existence. Or it might be something that has taught you a lesson that was absolutely imperative that you learn, because you're going to see its worth and its power later on down the road. But as you embrace your truth and as you embrace your power, doors start to open. You cut through doubts and fears. You start to see yourself move towards something beautiful, something exquisite. And it's because you're changing what you're focusing on. And as you change what you're focusing on, you have the Wheel of Fortune coming into play. The Wheel of Fortune, Capricorn, is the fact that a new season is coming, the fact that life is doing a 180. You're seeing that wherever you are now, you're going to change completely. So if you're at a really low point, things are going to start to change towards the positive. Now, this is also saying that you have to be proactive. Spirit is very much saying, do not think that things are just going to change because you want them to. No, this is being proactive. This is going after it. This is going after what you desire. And as you do, you start to see that there is a radiance coming from you. Your throat chakra is very important to you during this time. Yeah, very much so. Because it's at your heart, it's at your roots. Okay? Your solar plexus chakra, or it could be your soul star chakra, is at your crown along with your root chakra. There is something new that you are looking at, and you are embracing a personal empowerment that leads to a healing of self. But here, as you move forward, you're going to see that there is a radiance to you. Now, you're not going to see this radiance as much as everybody else is. So what's happening is that you have this radiance to you. People are drawn to it, but you're going through the Wheel of Fortune time. You're going through your highs, your lows, your lefts, your rights, your ups, your downs. You're like, oh my gosh, what the heck? And what the Wheel of Fortune is saying here is that there is a new way of looking at things. There is a new way of seeing things. Do not be afraid of change, because Capricorn, you're going to think that I want it all kind of planned out before I change it, or things need to be really steady, really stabilized. Looking towards kind of having things quote unquote perfect. I put it in quotes because I don't believe in perfection. I believe it's a lie that people try to sell us to make us buy more, to make us, go after things. Here, what I'm seeing is that you are stepping into your truth. You are stepping into your power, and it's taking you on a roller coaster ride, the likes of which you haven't been on before. And it can be that your roller coaster ride is the roller coaster of emotions. And it can be that your roller coaster ride is with your interactions with people. But know that there is a radiance shining from you. And Spirit is saying it's very important that you see this radiance, because you're not going to. You're going to think, oh my gosh, happiness, joy, prosperity, success, that's for everybody else. And that's just not for me. And Spirit is saying that's absolutely untrue. That is absolutely untrue. As you're going through this change, you're going to see that actually empowers you, because it shows you the path that you need to walk. And the path that you need to walk might not be what you had envisioned before, because you have here the death card. And the death card is a dying away of the old self and a rebirth of the new. And as you have this death and this rebirth, you find yourself empowered. It's like the phoenix. The death card is very much like the phoenix. And I know people say, well, why do I have to suffer? Why do things have to be hard? Because if they were easy, we never would have learned anything. Buddha did not reach enlightenment by staying a wealthy, prince in his father's house. He reached enlightenment by suffering. And I know suffering is not something that's cool, and it's not something that people like, but when your heart is tested, when you are tested, when you see the true extent of your compassion brought forward, that's when you know the true extent of your heart, your soul, and yourself. How connected you are with spirit. And I'm not saying sacrificing, because this is where we tend to get things muddled. It's kind of like, if I give up everything and I live in absolute poverty and I take care of everyone else, I will be rewarded. Yes, you may be rewarded, but is that what you want for yourself now? Or do you want to be able to live in joy and happiness while still being an asset to your community, to your family, to your world? And I view that as being better, because nobody is being hobbled. Nobody is being broken. So here, with this death, there is this sense of a transformation leading you forward. It's leading you towards that light. It's kind of like you're in this tunnel, right? And I know people say go towards the light, and that's kind of spooky. But think of yourself as a train. You're in this tunnel and everything is really dark, but you keep on moving forward. You get towards the light. You get towards that exit. You get towards the place that you want to be. The ashes that the phoenix rises out of is dark. It's the gray, ash. So here, as you're moving forward, know that there will be darkness around you. There will be questionings. There will feel like you're not moving in the right direction. You absolutely are. You absolutely are. And this brings you to that prosperity that radiates from you, the love that radiates from you. I mean, goodness. It's such a truth here. And I'm holding up the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Cups, because you're coming to a completion of a cycle. You're coming to that place where you get to feel reborn, reinvigorated, empowered, walking in truth. And as you embrace this truth, this power, this joy, you see that the world starts to look different. What you have been focusing on before. Yeah, you move through adversity and you focus, and it feels like magic. You focus on the magic that is around you. You focus on the fact that spirit is completely intertwined with you. And as you embrace that, symbiotic relationship, you find yourself moving higher. You find yourself embracing more. You're looking at things differently. And what's so beautiful about this is you have a planner's mind, Capricorn. That's what spirit is saying. You have a planner's mind. You like to kind of write things out. You like to see things. You like to look and work out the nitty-gritty. And spirit likes that about working with you, because there is this sense of, once you get that push in the right direction, and once you take that leap of faith, there's nothing that can stop you. There's a sense of doors opening. There's a sense of prosperity coming. There's a sense of power, swirling around you. And you embrace that. But do know that you're going to try and be a bit too logical about things. You're going to try and want everything to fit. And spirit is saying, no, let it come. Let it come. Let it be a little bit messy. And don't think that you have to clean it up or fix it up. Let it be messy. Let it be maybe confusing at times. But know that you move towards your truth, that you move within your power, and you're going to start to see that light. You're a student of your mind. You're a student of what you're desiring, where you want to be, how you are rearranging things. This is a time of great change. It can feel like chaos, because change often does feel like chaos, but it's also a time of coming home. It is a time of looking at yourself, turning inward with the hermit energy. And I love, him in this little hoodie with the banana peel. It's the time of turning inward, looking at this energy, seeing the beauty that is around you, the sustenance that you have, and seeing the light that shines from you. And as you look at that light, you start to see the way that you want to move forward, not the way that others want you to move forward. And this isn't saying that you go against, people's heartfelt advice for you. And like, oh, I know better. Kind of like a teenager. Oh, I know better. I can just do it myself. And then, they stumble and they're like, oh man, I should have listened. That kind of thing. So here, you're going to see that this information is given to you, and that you move forward with your personal light of your heart and your power and your truth as your guide. As your guide, because here it is your guide as you face these demons, and it is a past karmic debt. It is a karmic pattern that you've brought into this world, this existence, and you're going to see that you face this karmic pattern with personal power, with a sense of soul's healing. All right? And as you embrace the soul's healing, you find yourself moving towards your truth, moving towards where you want to stand, and moving towards what is right for you. There's personal guidance here. There's a connection with creator and source, and understanding that the universal light is what you're following. And as you follow this universal light, you do come across, again, things that you think, oh my gosh, what the heck is going on here? Why do I always run across a person just like this? Or why am I always put in a situation just like this? Or why do I always have these crippling doubts? And it might be you inherited them. All right? Well, it is that you inherited them. Past life inheritance, definitely a thing, but also from your family, from the family that you were born into. It could have been this doubt, this fear, this apprehension, this hurdle was inherited. Kind of, and not to get religious, but the sins of the father passed on to the son. This thing that has kept your family back before is now upon your shoulders. And you're thinking, how do I move forward from this? I mean, it's a double whammy if it's not only in your DNA, but it's also karmically. So you're looking at things, and that's where you need to turn inward, Capricorn. You need to use your brilliant mind, your brilliant planning, deductive mind, and see the way that you want to move forward in it. See what you need to do. Like, how does this call to you? Is this part of your personal truth? Or is this something more? Is there something more to this? That if you free yourself of, kind of like taking off a cloak, kind of like in a fantasy movie, where the villain or the good guy takes off the cloak and all of a sudden everything is transformed. You're going to see that it does something kind of miraculous, just like that. You take off the power that this has over you, and you embrace the truth and the bounty that you desire. And as you embrace it, you find that you look at things anew, and you don't see things as cracked or as messed up or, oh my gosh, this has always been broken and I will never get to the place that I want to be. You start to see it as being a student. It's like a puzzle. It's like, oh, I'm seeing the pieces that go together. I'm seeing the way Spirit wants me to move. And that light inside you guides you towards everything. It guides you towards such a greater truth and such profound power. So let's see what your Spirit Guide cards have to say. Spirit Guide message for Capricorn. 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 Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Okay. I'm just going to lay these out quietly. I love that you're being told here by the White Raven Spirit to trust in the magic that is being given to you. Trust in this power, trust in this light that guides you forward. Because at your heart of everything, you have the frog spirit, which is you're clearing out the clutter. You are finding your rightful path. You're finding your truth. You are embracing your bounty. And as you clear out the clutter and you free yourself, you start to really think on your feet. You start to see things much more clearly, much more succinctly, much more logically, which is going to be something that you really thrive off of. And you start to see things in a new light. You start to see new avenues start to open up. You cut through the doubts and the fears, and you take in the knowledge that is around you. And as you take in that knowledge, you're laying a solid foundation for the place that you want to be because of the gifts that divinity and your spirit guides are giving you. The gifts of understanding, of comprehension. Well, understanding and comprehension is pretty much the same, but there's this sense of eyes being opened to truths that didn't seem like truths before. They felt like illusions. They felt like a masquerade. And you're starting to lay the solid foundation of the truth that you desire. And this makes your dreams a reality. Laying this foundation, changing the way that you're looking at the situation, changing what you're going after. Not what you're going after, but the way for which you are going after it. It might very well, Spirit is very well saying that for some of you, it is time to change your your approach. I can't think of the word. Your approach to things. So here, there is that sense of changing the way that you are going after the situation, changing the way that you're seeing things, because your dreams are becoming your reality. But you had thought of it as A, like this is how I'm going to get there, A, and really it's like T, it's all the way like off. So know here, keep your mind open, keep your dreams at your heart, but see the way that Spirit is guiding you, because Spirit is guiding you and saying, no, this is the way to look at things. Look at things with new eyes, with a fresh approach, because as you do, you're going to have your dreams be a reality, but they're not going to be the reality that you had thought they would be. Or, yeah, it's kind of like you live that happiness, you get that joy, but it's not going to be in the way that you expected. And remember, it does not have to be a red carpet life. It does not have to be a Disney World life, like insanely happy all the time. Because if you ever talk to people who worked at Disney World, it wasn't always the best job on earth. They have their horror stories, and they said you just have to keep on smiling through it. And that's what I'm seeing here. You just keep on smiling. And you might say, okay, well, that's lying. But actually, it's helping your brain move past the downtroddenness, the fear, the being overwhelmed. Because your brain, when you smile, it actually releases chemicals into your mind, and it helps you become happier. Because here, you're being fearless and you're being bold. And as you're being fearless and being bold, during the changes that you are experiencing, having a smile on your face will make things a heck of a lot easier, will make things easier to bear. And as you look at things and you say, okay, I know this is happening because Spirit has a plan. And I am being bold, I am being brave, I am moving out of my comfort zone, I am embracing these changes, and I am going after what I desire. This leads you to turning knowledge into wisdom with the wolf spirit, and seeing this radiance shine from you, this glory, this prosperity, this abundance. And as it shines, and as people see it, and as people are drawn to you, and as your wisdom grows, there's going to be, Spirit is saying, a prophet-like mentality to things. You're going to be able to see things kind of before they happen, and then they happen, and then they happen, and you kind of use that as your stepping stone. Not all the time. It's just going to be a few things, and it's not going to be anything where like, oh my gosh, this is just beyond. You become one of the great prophets that you could be if you really built that up. But this is saying that you start to see what you need in order to build the foundation for the future that you desire. The wisdom comes around you. It guides you. It moves you forward. And the elephant spirit says you learn from the past. You learn from your past mistakes. You rise like a phoenix from the ashes. You see what it is that you desire, and you claim the strength, the bounty, the glory, and the beauty that is you. And as you do so, you know that this and that are true, as the dolphin spirit says. As you jump over wisdom, as you embrace the depth of your soul, you know that there are two sides to every story, that there is a different way of looking at everything, but that your bounty, your prosperity, your glory is in your hands and part of you. And as you embrace that, and as you embrace the different avenues of existence, that you could go this way and life would be that way, or you could go this way and life would be that way, and you see the multifaceted happenings, you not only think on your feet, you start to become much quicker in making decisions. But that is because you've turned your wisdom into knowledge. No, you've turned your knowledge into wisdom, and that lets you have the ability to think on your feet faster. So you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, I have to plan this out, or I have to look at this anew, or anything like that, because what you're doing is you're trusting in the magic that is your connection with divinity, which is your connection with your spirit guide, which is the light shining within you. And as you connect, as you grow, there comes a unique beauty to you that others may not understand, but that is profoundly true for you. So as you embrace this, you then realize, because as you're embracing the magic, as you're embracing the wonder, you realize that sometimes life stings. And that's what the Five of Swords is teaching you. That sometimes, even with the best of intentions and the purest of hearts and the most noble of experiences and desires, things fall apart. Because sometimes, as the wasp spirit says, sometimes life stings. And that's just it. And it can also be realizing that karmically, within your DNA, sometimes, you can excuse my language, but sometimes shit happens. And it's not because of anything that you have done. It is to show you once again how resilient and powerful you are, how you can rise after you fall. And you keep on rising, and you rise to new heights, to unbelievable heights. But it does not mean that you do not fall. When a person rises, most likely, and more often than not, they have fallen more times than they would ever tell anybody. But as you rise, and as you realize that sometimes things just aren't fair, and the rhyme and the reason that you are learning, and what you are calling on, is the strength of yourself, is the strength of your connection with divinity, your strength of connection with your spirit guide, the fact that you have this light moving you forward, and it is magical, because it is beautiful, and it is absolutely serene for you. So you start to think on your feet, and as you think on your feet, you make your dreams real. You make your dreams into your reality. You embrace this power. You embrace this truth, and you start to see how to construct it all, how to lay what you desire together, and you move forward in your power. This isn't a power to get what you want. This isn't a power of, I'm going to force this to happen. This is a power of, what do I truly need? What do I truly need to make myself happy? Because remember, and I love this because it takes a burden off the shoulders a bit. You do not become happier after you reach the point where you are able to pay all your bills. Once you can pay for your existence, right? Once the stress is lifted from your shoulders and there's a stabilizing factor, you do not become happier the more you accumulate. We tend to think we do because there's this momentary rush. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty, and oh my gosh, I got this, oh my gosh, I got that. But it doesn't add anything than that momentary rush, which is like an addictive high. And so much this world is spent looking outside of ourselves for what we want. Where really it's saying here, inside you have the answers. Inside you hold this truth. And your subconscious spirit animal card is the wombat spirit. Be at home. Be at home within yourself. Be at home within the glory of your soul. Be alone with your thoughts. Do not fill yourself up with chaos all the time. Silence. Beauty. Find the beauty in things. Embrace the silence. Embrace what your heart wants. And let yourself look at the home of your soul to move you forward. This then leads you to your subconscious chakra message, which is inner strength. Now, this is the solar plexus chakra. You are calling on your inner strength. You are seeing yourself as somebody who is so much stronger than you had ever imagined. And as you call and you build that inner strength, as you call on that inner light, as you trust your intuition, as you trust your connection with spirit, you see yourself start to rise. And as you rise, your subconscious botanical message is build. You build a firm, beautiful, with the cattail here, beautiful raft for yourself. You build a beautiful future for yourself because you're embracing the truth of your soul, the power of your heart, and the beauty of yourself. This then leads you to the subconscious message for this whole entire reading, which is the Queen of Swords. You go from being a student to subconsciously being a queen. Again, an air sign energy, a Gemini, a Libra, and Aquarius. But this is you cutting through doubts and fears. You aren't going to be one to handle fools well or to be bothered with their nonsense, to want to be bothered with their nonsense. You speak the truth. You know your truth. You cut through your fears. You are going to be more behind the scenes during this time than you are going to be center stage, right? It's going to make you feel more comfortable to be behind the scenes. And you're going to be embracing the knowledge. It's, okay, so the earth and the air are coming together. You are an earth sign energy, Capricorn, and swords are an air sign energy. So the earth and the air feed each other, right? Yeah, because without the mountains, without everything, the air would just run in chaos, like tornadoes everywhere. So here, and the earth is molded by the air. You have, yeah. So here, there is your thoughts molding your reality, molding the earth for which you stand on. All right? So know here that your thoughts have tremendous power during this time. And your thoughts come from your emotional truth. So listen to your heart. If your heart is in a negative place, if your heart is angry, your heart is hurt and upset and chaotic, your thoughts will be chaotic. And so the foundation of yourself will be chaotic. So be very mindful of things, because I believe full-heartedly that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we have to listen to what our hearts are saying, to what emotionally is our truth as we move forward. Right? All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. It has been a pleasure to bring this message to you from Spirit. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you, and I love you all. Bye.